Picture this. It's 400,000 years ago. You just discovered fire. You're basically a genius by Paleolithic standards. And then it hits you. Not enlightenment, not inspiration, just nothing. For 4 days. Your stomach feels like a cave full of rocks, and the only doctor in town is a guy who thinks headaches are caused by angry moon spirits. Welcome to the most uncomfortable episode of human history. Today, we're asking the question nobody carved into a cave wall but absolutely should have. How did ancient humans deal with constipation? Let's set the scene. It's the lower Paleolithic era. Homo erectus, yes, that's the real name, try to be mature, has just figured out that fire is warm, useful, and extremely impressive to the other members of the tribe. Everyone's gathering around the flame, roasting mystery meat, feeling pretty good about civilization. But with cooked food came a shocking new digestive reality. Heat breaks down fiber. Cooking changes gut transit time. And suddenly, for the first time in hominid history, someone is squatting behind a rock wishing things would just move along. Here's the great irony. Before cooking, ancient humans were basically fiber-eating machines. Raw tubers, wild berries, bark that would make your modern smoothie look like a dessert. Their gut microbiome was absolutely thriving. Scientists studying the Hadza people of Tanzania, one of the last true hunter-gatherer groups on Earth, found they carry almost twice the gut microbial diversity of the average Western person. That means our ancient ancestors were essentially walking probiotic supplements. Then fire arrived, food got soft and delicious, and the intestines, very understandably, got lazy. So what did they actually do when things stopped moving? They didn't have a pharmacy. They didn't have a gastroenterologist. They didn't even have WebMD to spiral into existential panic at 2 a.m. What they had was the forest, the savanna, and thousands of years of desperate experimentation. Archaeological evidence and ethnobotanical research suggest early humans turned to natural laxatives like senna leaves, castor oil plants, and figs, which are genuinely one of nature's most powerful digestive accelerators. If ancient grandma told you to eat more figs, she wasn't being gentle. She was writing you a prescription. Aloe vera might be the oldest laxative on the planet, and ancient humans stumbled onto it exactly the way they discovered everything useful. Desperation followed by accidental genius. The gel inside aloe leaves contains compounds called anthraquinones, which tell your large intestine in no uncertain terms that it is time to stop procrastinating and get to work. Ancient Egyptians documented its effects. The Greeks swore by it. But the real discovery almost certainly happened far earlier. Some bloated, miserable early human chewed on a spiky desert plant, and approximately 6 hours later had a deeply eventful morning behind a rock. No ancient medical problem was ever complete without spiritual intervention, and the digestive system was absolutely no exception. Every tribe had a shaman, the person who read the omens, spoke to the spirits, and apparently also had strong opinions about your bowel movements. In many early cultures, constipation wasn't treated as a physical problem at all. It was a spiritual blockage, a sign that something in the unseen world was holding you back. The cure was rituals, chanting, herbal smoke, and foods blessed under the correct moon phase. And here's the thing. The ceremony was superstition, but the herbs inside it? Often genuinely effective pharmacology dressed in animal skins. Access to clean water might have been the single most underrated factor in ancient digestive health, and almost nobody talks about it. Dehydration is one of the leading causes of constipation. When your body is running dry, your colon pulls water directly out of your stool, turning everything into what modern doctors diplomatically call hard pellets. Ancient humans living near rivers and lakes had dramatically better digestive odds than those surviving in arid terrain. Some researchers even suggest this influenced migration patterns. Yes, they followed herds of animals across continents. But maybe, just maybe, part of the decision was also their gut sending very clear signals about where they needed to be. Here's what ancient humans had that we have almost entirely destroyed in modern life. Movement. Constant, daily, relentless movement. Hunter-gatherers covered between 6 and 16 kilometers on foot every single day just to survive. Exercise is one of the most powerful natural stimulants for gut motility. It physically moves things through your intestinal tract in ways that sitting at a desk simply cannot replicate. There was no 8-hour workday, no couch, no "I'll start walking tomorrow." Ancient humans were accidentally performing the exact intervention that modern gastroenterologists prescribe first: stay active. Their gym was the wilderness. Their reward was a functioning digestive system. In early tribal societies, bodily functions were not private. They were community information. There was no locked bathroom door, no polite silence around the subject. If grog hadn't gone in 3 days, the whole tribe knew, and the whole tribe got involved. A constipated hunter is a distracted, slow, miserable hunter, and in a world where your survival depended on the people around you performing at full capacity, that was everyone's problem. Elders passed down careful knowledge of which roots helped, which plants accelerated things, and which berries would send you so far in the opposite direction that you'd be out of commission for an entirely different reason. Ancient humans also faced the opposite crisis, and far more often. Diarrhea from contaminated water sources, intestinal parasites, or eating something spectacularly wrong was dramatically more common than constipation and infinitely more dangerous. This is almost certainly why ancient remedies for slowing digestion were more sophisticated and more urgently developed than remedies for speeding it up. Constipation made you uncomfortable. Dysentery killed you within days. Ancient medicine, brutal and pragmatic as it was, organized itself around that priority perfectly. If you were backed up, you ate some figs and kept walking. If you had dysentery, the shaman performed his most serious, most expensive ritual. We actually have physical fossilized proof of ancient digestive struggles, and it is exactly as strange as it sounds. Coprolites, fossilized human feces, have been studied by scientists and reveal a remarkably detailed picture of what ancient guts were processing and how they were performing. Some samples show classic signs of constipation. Others are packed with parasite eggs, undigested plant fibers, and crushed animal bone. A famous coprolite discovered at a Viking-era site in England contained such a staggering quantity of intestinal parasites that the researchers who found it officially described it as the most disgusting object ever recovered by archaeologists. That is a real scientific publication. We live in a beautiful world. So next time you're reaching for an overpriced probiotic gummy or a fancy fiber supplement with a Scandinavian name, just remember this. 400,000 years ago, your ancestor discovered fire, changed the entire trajectory of human civilization, revolutionized how our species eats and survives, and then sat behind a bush chewing on aloe vera, waiting for the universe to show some mercy. Every era, every civilization, every continent. Somebody was always uncomfortable and hoping for relief. The gut health industry is worth billions selling us back the fiber, movement, and fermented foods we threw away for convenience. Like and subscribe, and maybe eat a fig today. Your ancient gut will thank you.